YouTube, what's going on? We're back some more of the First Descendant. Got Bunny out. We are running the 400% mission, the chapel. We're just on the the MR grind. Go over the electric condense build again in full detail. This one is slightly different than the last one I did. This one is spec'd fully into the fusion, or at least it's running a fusion reactor to take full advantage of the electric condense bomb. So this thing absolutely just wrecks the final bosses when the charge goes off. Again, it's all time stamped in there. Go over the whole thing in detail. You guys are appreciating these videos, you're liking the content. As always, please feel free to turn on those notifications, sub to the channel, drop a like. Alright, this is my Bunny Electric Condense. I've done a Bunny Electric Condense build video before, but it was spec'd into the Singularity. This one is updated, it's speccing into Fusion, and it's on a the Electric Condense is on a really short cooldown, so you're basically able to loop that as well as the lightning emission. So it's actually probably a stronger build than running with the Singular, but both viable builds. Again, this will be the Fusion one. Again, you get your Electric Condense down to 8.2 seconds. I believe it was on a 26-second cooldown with the Singularity, and again, you got a 6.5 second cooldown on the lightning emission. So this build is pretty nasty. It does need some work to it, but we'll go over that in some detail here. So again, we're running the tingling mixture reactor. This is the fusion reactor. I'm running this with a machine gun. So when it comes to the weapons, I'm not going to go over the enduring legacy that I have on. I just have it equipped to get the extra skill power on. What you do want to do with your weapon at some point is you want to core one with more descendant movement speed or movement speed. For Bunny, that's what I'm kind of working on there. I do have a plan, so there will be another video once I do get it up, but my weapon will have will have the weapon cores on it, and it'll be spec'd heavily into the descendant movement speed. This way, when I'm only popping my electric condense and the lightning emission, between popping these two, I will already be at full max speed to generate the electricity needed to continuously lay out these huge bombs. So there is a way to get your descendant at full max speed without having to trigger the speed of light. I mean, having the speed of light triggered is great, but there is a way so that your descendant's running around. If you do run out of the speed of light, that you're constantly moving at max speed with only your lightning emission and your electric condense pop. So that's a huge benefit. Again, we'll go over that when I'm actually able to achieve that. But again, there is a way to get Bunny to already tap out or max out at max speed without having to have the lightning emission kicked in. You just have to pop these two, and again, your weapon contains the descendant speed cores, which allow you to hit that. So that's essentially what you want for the weapon. That's what I'm trying to achieve. I'm not there quite yet. I don't think there's an actual weapon for Bunny that you can apply that'll just increase her electric or increase her fusion skill power directly. The Blue Beetle does have fusion as an option, but it only helps when you have skill critical hit rate. These are non-crit builds for Bunny. So if you have a crit build and you're running the fusion reactor, the Blue Beetle would be a great option for that if you're running a Bunny crit build, and I know there's a few of those out there as well. You can easily switch into that. Bunny lies in the middle, so flip-flopping between crit and non-crit builds is beneficial for Bunny. We're running a two-piece ascending armory external component and a two-piece hunter. So with the ascending, we get the additional skill cost reduction, which is huge. I already have this on my reactor as well, and cooldown. So I'm getting a lot of skill cost reductions. So again, when you have your two popped, your speed of light, its cost is extremely low. So we have that as low as we possibly can to keep that going for as long as we possibly can. And again, we've got duration up on our reactor, which is huge for, again, the lightning emissions and the electric condense, again, as well as the speed of light. So it's a really good reactor. You can spec into some damage if you think your skill cost is okay within your external components and whatnot. You can maybe add some electrical damage into the into your reactor if you wanted to you know, get a little bit more uptick on the damage output. But I find having you know, this setup allows for, again, drastically reduced skill cost, which is huge for Bunny, and then keeping my duration and my cooldowns really low, which again is allowing me to loop the electric condense, or allowing it to cool down and allowing me to loop it at the end, so it explodes in a huge area of effect, which we'll go over, and I'm just able to reapply it, and then I'm still have my lightning emission up the whole time. And again, we want the, you know, the speed of light up the whole time. We're just trying to really get this whole thing going into one massive bomb. It's pretty impressive even with the build here, but it's still got some work to go. As you can see with the rolls, you know, these are absolutely horrible, so we got to do better on the rolls. The dead but not out duration, who cares? We'd like to get some HP, MP reductions, or MP increases. HP increases are kind of what I would be looking for. Any types of resistances, you know, increase in defense is okay, but the gold rate increase, again, not helping me. This is a great roll. Max MP, MP recovering combat. It's kind of what you want on your sensor, definitely for Bunny. That's a really good god roll. But there's definitely some work to be done with some of these rolls. That'll net us some better options. When it comes to this Reactor 2, when it comes to the processor, I just quickly want to go over that the rolls on this are your options. Having them roll in gold and purple are not so much important anymore. So with this reactor here, I just wanted to take a quick minute to show you with the toxic resistance and max shield. You see that's in blue and in purple. Well, with the new updates that just transpired, we're able to now, if we have the material resources available, update these into god rolls, god roll, toxic resistance, and max shield. So, you know, max shield is not optimal for this build. Again, I would like some MP, or, you know, maybe some defense. Max shield is good, but the toxic resistance max shield is actually great for a Death Stalker build. Specking into the shields, and the toxic resistance is really good for the Death Stalker. So it's not a wasted you know, mod in general. We can do better just for our mobbing or our 400s, but this is a really good, you know, external component to have for Death Stalker. So at this terminal here in Albion, we're now able to go external component option enhancements, and again we had the Hunter processor. So this is essentially what I mean. So we've got 100, we've got a lot of you know, resources available to us. You can continuously match this up, and again, on critical hit success rate, it just really updates the power to it. So again, we're here, external component option enhancement. These ones were subpar. We're going to turn these into god tier. So as you can see, as I keep going, those are turning into purple 3. As long as I have the components, I can keep going. It keeps extending it out, and I'll just keep, you know, I'm losing a lot of components onto it, but as you can see, the max shield is now purple, the toxic resistance is now on purple. As long as I have the external components to keep going, I can just keep rolling this, and you see on the next roll, this will now be a legendary stat. Boom, there we go, legendary. So as I continue to build external components, as I continue to gather material resources, for instance the energy control core, I'll be able to in turn upgrade my external component options from, again, this was blue, it's now purple, it's now on the high end of purple, and again this was again purple, now this is now on the higher end of the legendary spectrum. So it doesn't matter what color it is, as long as you have, well, I guess it does, you want the higher reactor so you're not expending so much material resources. But I just wanted to at least show you that when you have a roll and it's a good roll, but it's in blues, there's no need to dump it. If you've got the material resources, in this case the energy control cores, you can in turn just keep maxing this out to max value. So that's a really cool update that they just added into the game. So now to go over the my Arche Tuning path for Bunny. I spec'd in obviously into our skill power, and we've capstoned that with the 5 requirements. Again, I'm kind of moving down into the I'll be moving down into some max HP, but again going into max MP. Really good. There's only limited stuff that we can get our hands into when it comes to how much we're going to be able to generate. But again, I'm going to be going into a lot of the enhanced skill power, and I might even just head right up into enhanced maxed HP and get that enhanced cooldown. I'm going down and up, whichever way you want to go. But again, skill power was what I was after to begin with. That's what I'm fully spec'd into for Bunny at the current moment. When it comes to the inversion reinforcements, I like to run with the adrenaline rush. I like the antibody node as well, and then I'm running that with some survivability systems. When obtaining HP and MP recovery orbs has a 50% to recover additional HP and MP. So it's just a good tool for survival. I've kind of been enjoying running these. The whole goal is to get these obviously capped nodes. And now the Descendant module. So this is where all of the talking comes into play. Again, the Electric Condense changes maximum power into a form that causes damage around Bunny. So as we're done, this is almost like having the lightning emissions constantly dealing damage and a bonus power with the Electric Condense, and then it's up all the time now. And then the bomb that goes off for it, boom, that you just seen there on the demo. You're doing that every 8 seconds, and this is honestly enough to totally wipe out an end of a run or a 400 boss with one shot, or take it down a full peg, a full health bar with one explosion. Really crazy. So again, that's on an 8-second cooldown with that. And again, we've got our lightning emission in the background on a 6.5% second cooldown on a 22-second duration. Insane. We've got our speed of light, again, really low. Doesn't really matter for the cooldown. It's the MP cost on this one is the one that we want to get as low as possible. So again, trying to spec into the Descendant speed, so doesn't matter if we have this active, we're able to generate maximum electricity just through normal movement, because Bunny's already spec'd very well into speed, and our weapon will allow us to do that. So that's the work that I'm trying to put into it. Modules are self-explanatory. Mid-air maneuvering. We've got some more skill cost to come down. We've got our skill cooldowns and our nimble fingers and our MP conversion. We've got our survivability node and increased HP. It's the only one that we're carrying right now. We've got our range. I like the amplification control. We can go with maximize range if you want to. Again, it has a negative 20% skill power modifier a trait to it, so I don't really like it. I feel like there's range is enough, and I don't have to worry about the range. She's hitting them pretty far. I'm not, the range is pretty good with these two. If you really wanted to, again, you can put the maximize range on there, take a little bit of hit on the skill power. At least this way I'm getting a little bit more shield. And again, these are where our power will be coming from: the electric skill power, electric amplification, and the singular amplification or the singular skill power modifier. We are spec'd into more cooldown and singular and electric skill power in this build now. The goal was to get as much cooldown, duration, and skill cost down as we possibly could, so that we were able to have the Electric Condense basically up non-stop, and it will get you there. So damage modules that you need, and it's nice that you're able to get that focus on electric and focus on singular to get you the extra cooldown. Now usually you'd want the power increase, but again, you're going to take the hit on the cooldown. So this is really spec'd into a lot of electric and in the singular to keep us charged up. That's the build as a whole. That goes wrong with things. I don't see these two up. Chap. don't know about that weapon damage. No, knocked another 20 seconds off.